Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the release of Kleavor. This is going to be an interesting Pokemon that's coming into raids for a raid day, which is also going to be able to get this one as a shiny, which is going to be very interesting. You're going to get the shiny version of Kleavor, which is going to be very nice. A Pokemon from the Hisui region. It's the evolution of Scyther, but you are not able currently to evolve it. And there will most likely be eventually an event where you can evolve your Scyther, which is going to be actually interesting for this Pokemon because it's a very attack-weighted Pokemon. And of course, Scyther is already available as a Shadow version, so it might be even better as a Shadow version eventually, but this will not be the case in the near future. This is going to be available on May 6th from 11 to 2 p.m. this time around, a little bit earlier. Not going to be there for this one. I'm still going to try to get a video out Friday night. Going to be on vacation for the day, so won't be there sadly to do all the raids, which I would like to do, but of course as remote raids got changed as well, I cannot do as many as I want to. Last time around I think I did, actually we have an increased limit of 10 remote raids, which is going to be interesting as well. So I guess this is kind of fine for you if you are interested in this one. That's kind of cool to see. I didn't even see this yet. But you're also going to get additional raid passes from Photo Disc, which is going to be interesting as well, so that's going to be nice. But at least you can go for 10 raid passes here, which should get you theoretically a shiny. Usually the shiny chance for those Pokemon are 1 in 10. So this is hopefully going to be enough to get a shiny Kleavor, which is going to be actually an interesting one. But yeah, the stats for this Pokemon are not in Pokemon Go yet, but we can still take a look at what they could do theoretically for this Pokemon later. There's going to be the Pokemon here as well. We're going to see here the stat distribution here. As you're going to see that it's going to have a pretty high attack stat. We don't know yet which one they're going to choose here. At them, do we see the difference? Yeah, here for example, it has different ones in Arceus compared to the new generation. I'm not sure which ones they're going to use from those as well. They could either use this one, which has a little bit more attack, or the one with a little bit less attack and more special defense, or in general more defense. Don't know what they're going to use for this. I think I have the stats calculated for the Arceus version, so with a little bit higher attack stat there. Interesting that they changed it already. But otherwise, you're going to see here some moves that you can learn. Fury Cutter, Smackdown going to be an interesting one. Rock Slide Exeter, we're going to take a look at this one later. Stone Axe is its exclusive move, so maybe we're going to get this eventually as well. I don't think we're going to get this immediately though, so most likely going to be for a future event to make this good again. There is going to be some stuff that you can learn from pre-evolution, for example, Wing Attack here, which is going to be interesting. A few other ones as well, which is going to be interesting, but here you're going to see the shiny version of this one as well, which is going to be green, which is looking pretty cool to be fair. I really want the shiny one from it, but let's take a look at what it can do for the Go Battle League. That's what most people are going to be here for. We have interesting moveset that this would be able to learn. We would be able to have like Fury Cutter, Psycho Card, Quick Attack, Smackdown, Struggle Bug, and Counter. Counter would be of course the best one, but it's very unlikely that we're going to get this. What is very likely is that you're going to get Fury Cutter. That's the most likeliest one of them all in my opinion. And it's also very likely that we get Smackdown. Fury Cutter generates energy pretty fast. Smackdown does a lot of damage. I tend to think that Smackdown is going to be a little bit more likely for this one as well then. But most likely we're going to get both of them. If I would choose the moveset, most likely going to be something like Smackdown and Fury Cutter for them here right now. Otherwise it learns a lot of different charge moves. Night Slash would be a really cool one as coverage, but I don't really expect that we're going to see this. It's most likely going to be Exeter and Rock Slide, maybe even Stone Edge over Rock Slide. Hopefully Rock Blast would be also an interesting one as like coverage, or like in general as a bait move. But close combat would be very important for this Pokemon, as you would struggle otherwise against Steel-type Pokemon. This would give you an out for this one, so close combat would be amazing if you would get this, but we of course don't know about this one yet. We see the general stats here, 1500, 6-7 is very, very squishy. This is insanely squishy. It's one of the most attack-rated Pokemon for the Great League. So let's take a look at what we can do here with this Pokemon, and as you can see here, it's not going to be the best one. For the counter variant, you might be able to beat something like a Registeel or a Scrafty or a Lickitung, but it's not going to be as good for this one. But again, you see already it has a high attack stat, so maybe it's a little bit better in other leagues. So we're going to take a look at the Ultra League now, and we're going to see here as well that we're going to have, again, for the counter moveset, it's actually looking okay-ish, still not very good, but if it doesn't get counter and you're basically relying on Smackdown, you can of course beat something like a Flying type, but Other than this, the stat product of this Pokemon is pretty bad for this, as you can see as well. It's very squishy. You don't really need a high level for this as well. So it's a very squishy Pokemon in general. So maybe it can do something in the Master League, you might think. It's going to reach 3,557 at the current calculation. Don't know which stats they're going to choose. It's the ones from Legend Arceus. Like, I don't know if they're going to choose the newer ones or this one. We will find out shortly, I guess. But again here, it only gets to 3,500 CP. That's of course a little bit higher than something like I think Scizor would get to, but still it's not really the ideal one that you would like to see for Master League. So here for this one, you're still going to win against a few Pokemon, but it's not going to be very meta breaking, so it's not really ideal. But what's actually happening if you would go for the Master League Premier Cup? I actually didn't look at this one. It's not good either. So yeah, most likely this Pokemon, until we're going to get a big move change for this one here with like Stone X or whatever, going to be not as ideal to have for the Go Battle League. Still, of course, a good dex filler. You can still get the shiny, which is going to be interesting. So yeah, this is going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. On the left side, you're going to see the video that I literally just released. I sadly don't get like news or whatever beforehand, so I never know when they come out. So on the left side, click on the video if you haven't seen that one. It's about Chestnut in the Great League, a very underrated Pokemon. On the right side, you're going to see the top teams for the Great League. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!